Hello, hello, hello. It's Michelle and Mike. Good Saturday night to you all. I hope you had a good weekend so far. Mike is the cameraman tonight once again. Eventually, once we get everything situated, we'll be able to have him and I both on screen. But until we find all our components, thank you for your patience. But what I wanted to talk to people about tonight is our Club Couture. And if you don't know anything about it, it is a great program for people who don't want to have to think a lot about what should I make, do I have what I need, that kind of thing. With this one is our February Club Couture. It's called Cowgirl Boot, and you have that you can chalk this, and then there's an inlay, and then you can position that it looks like flowers are coming out. It's really cute. But part of our club membership is you would get an accessory, and for a while it has been our reusable, this is washable, so if you make a mistake, cutout for some component of the transfer, and in this case it's the boot. And they're not doing that anymore, but have any concerns about. But also, as a designer, I don't get the little paste packets that come with it. It would come with 3 of these little packets with whatever color would be complimentary. But as a designer, I have just gotten the transfer and the accessory. Now, I'm not going to go through making this, but if you sign up as Club Couture, or not Club Couture, a club member, you can receive everything you need to create a project. Now, granted, on this, you'd probably want to do it on something bigger. You can put a magnet on the back of this. You can just use the boot. You can use the whole thing. It has different layers, so it tells you how to line things up and all. So for $21.99 a month plus tax, you would get what you would need to create a project. This is great, but Chalk Couture is trying to not just make it great, they're trying to make it amazing. And starting for March, our club members, instead of getting a cutout, which again, these are wonderful, we're going to make it that you get a complete project. The nice thing about our transfers is, especially our larger ones, I try to tell people, look at it as a whole, but also look at it in components, just sections of it. So you can put this on a piece of wood, you can put it on a blackboard, you can put it on your refrigerator, you can put it on a wall with our paste. Everything's great, it's beautiful. But instead of the chalkable chip, for this particular project, they're sending this really nice, like, makeup bag. It's really cute. And you'll get, instead of paste packets, you'll get little packets, but it'll be ink. So once it's heat set, it's permanent. So if this gets soiled from being in your purse or your backpack, you can wash it. So that's the nice thing. And it's funny, it says nothing is permanent, but our ink is. So what I want to show is, this is our ink mat. It's kind of dirty right now, but this is what you'd use inside t-shirts. Now, I had just cut a piece off to make things manageable for smaller sizes for projects just like this. So I'm just going to tuck it in. And don't forget to say hi. I know some of my friends peek in, but they never let me know they're there. So please let me know you're there. Okay, I'm just making sure this gets all the way to the bottom. There's 2 reasons that you use an ink mat. One is it helps hold, it's a little tacky. This one's older and it's been used a lot. It holds, it's got one of those little packets in it. It holds your fabric down and it helps smooth out any wrinkles, but it also protects the other side. Doesn't protect me from my dusty surface here, so you're not bleeding through. So on this one, I am not using the entire transfer on the one side because it wouldn't fit, obviously. So I am just going to center it the best I can, eyeball it, and just do the butterfly and the little stars. Now normally with our transfers, if I'm putting it on a chalkboard, if I'm putting it on glass, if I'm putting it on wood, I would fuzz it. Excuse me. I'm just trying to see if I'm still not showing live. Okay, I don't get it. I would fuzz it so it would release some of the stick, so you're not distorting the transfer when you are pulling it away. Because this is a silk screen and it is reusable, and it's got sticky back. I felt a lump, but that I think is inside.
Probably on the...
Yeah, just getting that. Smoothing that back out. And that's a nice thing is you can feel this. Now what I'm going to do is take some of our transfer tape, and I'm just blocking some things out just in case I get a little messy. And I'm sure Mike's saying, oh, Michelle never gets messy. Ha ha ha. I'm going to slide this up a little bit. And I could do just the little flower heads, but I'm not doing that.
You've still got a little peeking out there.
Okay. And
just to let you know.
Just so I know. So I'm just blocking this off. And if this is a great kids project using this, and with any of our paste or ink, but particularly ink, I like doing this because, like I said, our ink is permanent. So I'll just put this to the side. So you can see these look a little different textures. These inks are a bit older, but they're still very creamy. It's like a fluff. And this one's a little more yogurt-like. They still work. They'll be all good. So what I want to do is similar to what I did last night, is use a hot mess technique. And that is making a tie-dye effect. But the first thing I want to do is I want to, without the tie-dye effect, I just want to do the little stars. And the nice thing about our ink is it takes longer to dry. So I don't have to be in any kind of hurry worrying about things drying. Let me just use my finger there, which is not the smartest thing to do. Grab a paper towel, wipe my finger, because you want to make sure your fingers are clean so you're not messing up whatever you're doing. If it's a t-shirt, in this case a little cosmetic bag or pencil bag, this would be cute for your kids.
You just did it.
And I just did it. How did I do that?
It's on that edge.
I see it. I see it. Well, I will move something over and cover it up, but I don't want to mess with it more than I have. And now I'm going to, that's why it's good to tape off. I'm embracing the messy middle. What can I say? I'm taking it too literally. So, again, I am just putting stuff random. I was going to do more pastel, but with the light background, I wanted more colors to stick out. So I'm using Sage, Couture Teal, and Couture Coral. Thank you. I could not think of that word. So I'm going to get a different squeegee.
Be very careful with the E up there.
What E? Oh, that. Oh, okay. You know what? What I'm going to do is find the end, hopefully.
I think you might be right up to the edge.
Yeah, that's why I want. Where the heck is the end of my tape? Good grief. There it is. Try to, and you know what? If it's a mark, oh well. I can kind of do a speckled effect maybe. So what I'm doing is I'm just twisting things around a little bit. You can tell I'm out of practice with using ink. But you can do t-shirts, tote bags. I'm just trying to be careful up here. And you don't want to overdo. You don't want to muddy it up. You want to make sure all you're concerned about is the background fabric. In this case, it's the off-white canvas. It's peeking through. You don't have to cover every square inch. Oh, I covered my stars. Oh, well.
You hit the stars again.
I hit the stars at the end. Let me just get my... I'm scraping. I don't want to put this into a jar or anything. So I'm going to scrape off and try to see if I missed any of my transfer. Looks like a little bit there. And sometimes with the skinny lines, it's hard to see always. And usually with ink, I don't like swirling, but because I don't want to force a bleed. But with this technique, that's the best way. I usually like going north-south or south-north with my squeegee. And if you're catching this on a replay, put hashtag replay. So let's see how I did. This is the fun part. Ooh, ah. And all I'm going to do over here, we're trying not to get more on there. Can you see, Mike? Let me do the pink, since it was pink.
Oh, you're adding over.
I'm adding another star. Covering up my little boo-boo. Just using the stick. Yep. Using the stick was not the best choice. Good enough. So I'm going to just put this out of my way. And normally what happens, isn't that adorable? Even with a little blunder there, it's not a big deal. But that effect is just so cool, and it's so easy. And what you do is I can take my heat gun and dry this. You wouldn't dry it with this in here because that would just bubble it up. And then once it's heat set, it's permanent. So if you're using an iron, you do it according to whatever the fabric is. If this is cotton, you'd set it on cotton. You put a piece of parchment paper, you iron for 4 minutes, and then turn it inside out and do the same thing with the parchment paper. I would still protect the surface inside and all. And then one thing I forgot to remind you is to check your fingers, because I don't want to touch anything. And then if you have a heat press, like a Cricut heat press, you set it again at a temperature that would work for your fabric. And what are you trying to do, dear?
I'm going to throw this in the water.
Okay. You can heat set it with a Cricut for 30 seconds. So it is a lot faster if you have a heat press. Now, I'm just going to pull this apart. I'm not going to heat set it on camera. But what I probably will do, now Mike took the transfer, but I might do something on the other side. I might put the words, let's see, on there, on the other side, and maybe the flower. Or you could leave it blank. Or you can use another butterfly. But with the new program with Club Couture, they are now giving you complete projects. And again, you still have the transfer that you can put on a mirror. Now, words might look kind of odd on a mirror because of the reflective quality, but you could put the butterfly on a mirror in your bathroom or in your bedroom or a child's room. You can do this on a wall. Now, I can't guarantee...
Not with the ink, though.
Not with the ink, you would use paste. I can't guarantee with certain colors that, you know, it should wash off depending on your paint, but you might end up with a little shadowing. So I try to be as transparent as possible with that. But I know people who chalk their walls. I know people who chalk their appliances, and they swear by it. So that's the nice thing, is that chalk is really thinking about their customer. They want you to have something complete and that you can still use the transfer on other projects. This would be cute on a plate that is decorative, you know, putting the butterfly on a plate. Anything that can be put in the oven can be heat set. So again, that's not food safe, but it would be a pretty decorative plate for the spring. And that's how easy it is to use it. Again, like I said, I'm going to let this air dry for a little bit. I'll heat set it, and then I will do the back with the words. I'm trying to remember what the word said. I know nothing is permanent, but I forget what the first...
Everything changes.
Everything changes, nothing is permanent, which is ideal with the moth because it turns into a caterpillar. The caterpillar turns into a butterfly or a moth or whatever. So life is constantly changing, and we always want to be changing. We want to be better. So if this is something you're interested in, if you love to have something come every month, just a nice little project to do, and now that they're expanding the project options, don't hesitate to try it. Again, it's $21.99 plus whatever your state tax is. There's no additional shipping or anything like that. And type club in the comments, and I will get back to you right away. You can also go to my website that's posted on this page, and you can look at things there yourself. Again, if you sign up, I'll hold this. Can you grab the boot? If you sign up this month, this would be the transfer. I'm not putting it down. This would be the transfer that you get. This is the cowgirl boot, and you get the cutout, which again, you can glue it and put a magnet on it, whatever you want. This would be a cute magnet for your refrigerator, you know, for big items. And if you are that cowgirl at heart, you don't have to be from Texas to be a cowgirl. You can be from Minnesota. It doesn't matter. So this, if you sign up this month, you would get this one. If you sign up next month, this would be the one you get. This project would be the one you get. But it's a continual subscription. It's a 3-month minimum to use this program, and then you can cancel after that. But I wouldn't, because new and exciting things are coming. So it's up to you when you start. But if you love this butterfly and love the little zipper pouch, I wouldn't wait. I would sign up now to guarantee I got it at a early enough stage that I could make something as early as possible. So again, once I heat set this, it will be permanent, that I don't have to worry about if I have to wash it, that any of the ink fades. But I know people who haven't heat set and said they haven't had a problem, but if I haven't done it, I don't recommend it. So just my rules for myself. But again, this is just one component, and you still have the transfer. So again, if you want more information, type in club. If you catch this on replay, do hashtag replay so I can thank you for watching. And I hope you learned a little something watching tonight. And have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.